welcome to my channel. Okay, come on. Here's my guest, Akira, my client. We are doing something new, KAS Hair Salon. We are doing something called Shop Talk, okay? So today we're gonna figure out a subject to talk about with you guys today. And actually the subject is, we already thought about it, it's men. It's men. We want to hear from different people's perspective on relationships and, you know, how they handle certain situations. Okay? All right. Tune in. Okay, guys. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to Akira today about, as I'm doing her hair, and talking to her about, you know, I want her to give me her perspective on relationships and why she's not in a relationship. You know, we gotta know that too. So, Akira.
What do you want to know first? Why I'm not in a
So,
relationship? The type of guys I like?
What kind of guys do you like?
To be honest, I like my men older. Like
what's older, Akira?
I love a good silver hair fox, you know.
Let's tell the people how old you are.
I'm 20, about to be 21.
Okay, and did you hear what she says? Did you hear what she said? A silver hair fox. For all you don't know, that is a gray-headed person. But honestly, nowadays,
it's a mix.
Nowadays, you could be young and have a head full of gray, so that don't mean nothing. But I'm just saying, she likes them old. Okay.
Yes. Like growing up, my crushes were Chris Pine, Johnny Depp, you know, George Clooney, Idris Elba, you know.
But why do you think you like why do you think you like older men?
Well, for one, I have an old soul. So I've always connected to people that are older than me, rather than people my age. Like most of my friends were way older than me, you know, stuff like that. And usually guys my age are really immature and don't know where they're going in life, what they're doing. And, you know, especially with today's generation, all they want to do is just play the game, smoke weed. And granted, you can get that when you have, like, people that are older, but usually guys are a little more mature when they're older. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I know it's not daddy issues.
Okay.
My father and I have a great relationship.
Yes. And he has a great business too.
He surely does.
Okay. She was talking about those people, but he's part of that whole crew.
No, because he does what he needs to do.
Right.
To, you know.
Right.
Keep
anyway,
over our head.
We're gonna move on. It's legal where he's at. Anyway, let's move on. So, why is it that you're not in a relationship?
Well, one, I know it's like been a couple years, but I couldn't start dating until I was 18 due to the type of guys that I like. Two, it's harder for me to meet guys because one, I don't look my age. So it's kind of like, you know, guys gonna approach me, you know, in that age range because I look like a child. So
and that's true.
So it's different than like when I go out to like clubs or like bars or whatever, because then they know that I'm of age. But you know, Corona lately. But before that, I just worked in school full time. But
okay, and now when you do get into a relationship, what do you expect your man should be? Like, what do you expect your relationship to look like? Because a lot of people they have this view of a relationship because they look at a lot of social media and they feel based off what the girls are getting on social media or, you know, or on TV, they feel like that should be their life.
Yeah. Well, we both know I don't really do social media. And we also know I don't really watch TV.
Right.
All I do is read. So I guess you could say that for my romance books, but but no, I know that like relationships in real life are not like that. Like what you see on TV and social media is what they want you to see,
Right.
not everything else.
Right.
It's not really real. So I don't really base my expectations off of that. I just base my expectations off of things that I like grew up around, things like that, and what I don't want from what I saw and what I do want. So like my biggest thing is like he has to respect me. Like I saw too much of that growing up of like, you know, significant others not respecting each other and just treating them any type of way. And I respect myself too much not to be in a relationship like that. You know what I mean?
Ladies, did you hear that key word is that she respects herself too much? You know, we tend to, I feel like women tend to give the men too much power. So they feel like because they really want somebody in their life, so now they allow certain things to happen. But women, I just want you to understand that if you want something to go your way, you have to nip certain things in the bud from the gate. If you do not like certain things, you nip it in the bud from the gate, because a person can only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. You get what I'm saying? And that's a big thing. You know, me and my husband, we've been together, you know, we have children and everything like that. And when I tell you that man loves me, that man loves me, okay? We love each other. But like when we came in, I already knew. They always say give it a man that loves you more than you love them, because they would do any and everything for you. And it's the truth, because you're gonna grow. You before you even marry that person, you're gonna have that love building and built. You know what I mean? And you just realize, like, you know, you want somebody that's a go-getter, somebody, because when a man really loves you, he gives his all to you, you know what I mean? And when you see that being done, you want to give your all to him, because you know he will do anything and he will be there for you every step of the way. And you should want to be there and do everything for your man as well, you know what I mean? And trust me, everybody goes through stuff in a relationship. There's always ups and downs. No relationship is perfect. And I want you to understand that we're not even perfect. So how can our relationship be perfect? You're going to go through ups and downs, but see me, I believe in God to the fullest. And I believe when you put him first and foremost in the front of your relationship, things will go. He just allows you to have a peace that goes with you, that allows you to get through whatever drama or whatever hiccups you go through. You know, you handle it with stride. You handle it with a calmness, you know what I mean? You're not panicking, you're not like, oh, rah, rah, you know what I mean? Sometimes, but we are human, so every day you have to practice how to be patient. You have to practice how to reply and to respond. Everything is not for you to respond to, okay? I want you to understand that. If you want to continue to keep peace in you, do not respond to everything, okay? At all. You know, you let certain things go. Certain things you know you don't need to pick at, leave it alone, okay? Just leave it alone. All right. What are certain things? Well, we're gonna pause it right here because I gotta blow dry her hair. All right. Okay, we're back. I have done the blow drying. I'm about to do my straightening part, but
Middle part.
yes, middle part. Okay, so where were we? We already touched on what type of guy she's looking for.
Well, we didn't we just talked about like the age range that I like.
The age range.
We didn't talk about like things that I like in a guy.
Okay, so tell us, what are the things that you like in a guy?
So for me, looks are not important, like at all. Like, because no matter like how attractive or how like in other people's eyes unattractive a person is, their personality makes or breaks them.
Right.
So
I totally agree.
right,
with
like
that.
the more you like your personality appeals to me, like the more attractive you are as a person.
Right.
And the less your personality appeals to me, like the more unattractive you are. So like if you're a horrible person but you're a 10 in looks, you're probably about a 4.
Right.
But if you're like say like a 4 but you've got an amazing personality, you're a 10. Like simple as that. And I've always been that way.
I feel like I've been that way as well. I can agree to that.
Because like people like to sleep on like who they feel are like unattractive or like beneath them looks wise or things like that. But I'm like, usually those are the people that will treat you the best. Like you, I mean, sure you can have attractive people that treat you great.
Right.
But in my experience, it's usually the underdog that people don't always look at twice. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so those are usually the guys that I go for. Like my mom loves to say that I have questionable taste in men because she only looks at like their looks or whatever. And I'm like, these are some
Mom,
great.
she's throwing shade.
I am. Didn't even throw the shade.
Hi B. How are you?
But yeah. And so you gotta have a sense of humor, man. If you can't laugh at my jokes or you can't laugh at yourself, you know what I mean?
Right.
And make jokes, we can't be together. Like personality is a big thing and humor is a part of that.
Right.
I also love a man's man, you know what I mean? Like a whole alpha, like
knows what he wants, take charge, but knows
but will still let me be my own person, but has no problem putting me in my place. Yes, ma'am.
Right, and you know, and when I say a man's man, I'm talking about, you know, I have conversations with other ladies and they love the fact that, you know, if you a man's man, if you gonna lead and know that you're going somewhere, okay? That you're bringing us somewhere, because then we will follow you. You know, I had this conversation with one of my friends, BK, what's up? We were talking about that, you know what I'm saying? When a woman like a man who's gonna lead, but lead them into somewhere, you know what I mean? You don't want to follow your man into the abyss.
Yeah, and when I say
and jump off the ledge, and you know.
Yeah, and when I say a man's man, just because you cut the grass or you know how to fix up a car, that does not make you a man's man.
Right.
Like, you can do all that and still be a misogynistic asshole. Like, that's not okay. Like, I don't want something like that. Like, I don't want a man that's gonna tell me get in the kitchen because that's my place. You know what I mean? As a woman, and only wants to see me barefoot and pregnant. No. Because you can be a man's man without cutting the grass and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, my dad's a man's man, and I don't know if he's ever cut the grass or fixed a car. And I need a man who is secure in his manhood. Like, and not insecure about, like, our relationship or things like that. Because I need a man that's going to take care of me, and I will take care of him in return.
All right.
So,
and when you say take care of you mentally, physically and financially, as well as emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I can't. What I want to do with my life, I already know I'm going to be successful. Because here's my thing: I can have my man do all this stuff, right? But with or without him, I'm always going to be in a position where I can do it for myself. That's your biggest thing. Don't get into a relationship and expect your man to do everything if you can't do it for yourself.
You're hurt?
So if you Because say for instance, anything can happen. You never know. Because when you get into relationships like that, that's when you end up trapped.
Yeah.
Because say for instance, something happens, or he down the line turns out not to be the man you thought he was. What are you gonna do now? Because he was the one making all the money. You have nothing to show for all this stuff that you put into this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're stuck because you can't get out of the relationship because you don't have anything to your name. There's no outlet for you to go through. What are you gonna do? You're just stuck. And I never want to be in a position like that.
And that is definitely the right way to be, okay? And you know, when people hear that, they feel like, oh, look at her, Miss Independent one. No, it's about having your own as well. You know what I mean? Two incomes is better than one. I'm gonna tell you that. Definitely,
and like I say this, and my end goal is to be a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
But I set myself up so that way, say for instance, whatever job my husband has tanks and crash and he can't make the money. I have a degree and the experience where I can go back into the job field because where I'm going into is always going to be a job for.
Right.
So, or say for instance, God forbid, my husband dies. Now
and
I'm
what
stuck
is it
with,
that you're getting into?
I'm going to be a medical device sales rep for orthopedics.
Okay.
So, and so it's also too, when I am making my money in my career, I need a man that is who is secure enough in his manhood that if I do make more money than him, it's not going to cause a problem in our relationship.
All right.
So that's why I always say my man needs to either make more money than me or be happy doing what he does. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make, if I make more than you and you're not happy with what you're doing, guys can sometimes have a really sensitive ego and things like that, and it gets hurt really fast and easy. So if you don't love what you do,
right,
and I end up making more than you, that's a problem now. But if I make more than you and you love what you do, it's not, because you're doing what you love, so you don't have a problem with it.
You hear that? And that's another topic that we'll touch on, careers versus jobs, you know.
Yeah.
Because you always have to love what you do, because when you do it, it's never work. You look forward to doing it, no matter how much you're making. You know what I mean? We all want to pay. We all want to be financially set, but it's better. Your peace comes along with what you're happy doing, you know?
Yep.
So, but go on. Go ahead, young lady.
Thank you. What's another thing that I look for in a guy? So, I don't need a man that's clingy, but he has to want to show me affection. And I kind of need a person to who when I'm in my little headspace of, because you know how I am.
By yourself?
Yeah, in my little headspace, I need someone that's going to drag me out of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if he doesn't drag me out, I'll be over it and just be like, who are you again? So,
So, for me, my husband is very affectionate. Okay, and at first I used to be like, all right, stop. But you know, in all honesty, if he doesn't continue to give you the affection that he does, it'll be a problem. Because now I'm gonna be like, wait, hold on, who you giving that affection to?
Right, what's her name?
You know what I'm saying? Because that's just him, you know. And I have grown to love it because I'm not all lovey-dovey like he is, and he helps me to be lovey-dovey. And I guess that's just, I don't know if it's my upbringing or, you know, where I'm from, you know, because growing up in the Bronx is like, you hard for no reason sometimes. I want to say that. It's like, you have to be tough, you know, because when you put that love out, it's like people take advantage. And I think that's anywhere, but at the same time, you know, growing up in New York, I love New York. I love my city. I ain't gonna lie, okay? But growing up in the Bronx, it's like based on certain circumstances, it feels like you gotta be hard because somebody always want to test you, and it's like sometimes the chicks they be harder than the dudes, and you be like, but why though? Calm down. You don't gotta be that hard, like, you know. So, and I guess that's where I didn't grow up with my family being all lovey-dovey and being all affectionate. You know, I come from an island family, so it's like, you know, if you do something like, go sit down. I'm telling you, you have to have thick skin growing up in my family. I'm gonna be honest with you. So and you know, the thing is, like, my children are so different. Like, I want to say we are so loving. Like, just my household alone is loving and affectionate. You know what I mean? We giving hugs all the time. We letting each other know how much we love each other. You know, it's so funny. I always talk about my mother with her one arm hug. She be giving me that one arm hug. So we be trying to make her bring it in. And then she be like, you guys are crazy. But I think with us doing that allows her to now, like, be all, you know, all lovey-dovey and a little bit softer. Because my mother would do anything for her kids, her family, period. Because not just her kids or grandkids. It's her family, period. You know, she loves hard, but like the affection, like my grandma, we don't do all that hugging and stuff, but with my husband, he does all that, and he lets us know every minute, man, like he loves us, and you know, he shows us affection all the time. He hugs us all the time, like, and I mean all of us. He just even like when he goes to my mother's house, it's like he's giving her a hug and just, you know, come on, bring it in. We don't leave without giving each other a hug. It's like that. So he helps me to be more mushy. Okay?
Yeah. I'm not a mushy person either, and so I need a guy who is going to show me that he loves me and not necessarily always tell me, because I don't know, that really freaks me out. Like, overly emotional stuff, not a big fan of it. But like, showing me means more to me than you telling me, because I've been told that all my life, but people have, you know, it hasn't led to great things. So I'd rather you show me than tell me. But yeah. And also too, here's a big thing, people. I know everyone, especially women, we accept the love we think we deserve. So what we need to really do is take the love that we think we deserve and multiply that by 10, hell, maybe even 50, because a lot of times we set our standards so low because that's what we think we deserve. And if, just say you're getting older in age, you feel, and you're not in a relationship, don't rush into getting one and just accept anything because you just want to be in a relationship. Like,
first, you gotta honestly and truly, guys, love starts within. If you don't know or love yourself, like, and I mean that in a big way, you have to love yourself, who you are, in order to accept and receive love. You get what I'm saying? Because if you don't even know your own self-worth, like, you will accept and fall for anything. And trust me, we have all been there, okay? Because I have been there. You know what I mean? Is a time that, you know, I have been through stuff in my life. So now it's just like, you just accepting anything, and that ain't cool. You know, it is really, when you come to, I tell you, that peace that's within, you know, it starts to shine on the outside. So now you know who you are, you know what you want, and you know who you want in your life, you know? So the love starts from within first. Okay.
And so, like, I don't know.
No, girl, I mean,
Where am I going?
no, you said you gotta finish touching on what you said. Don't just accept anything.
Alright, so I would have a best friend, and he's a guy. We've been best friends since, well, we've been friends since we were in 8th grade, but like as close as we are, it was like our junior year of high school. And you know, we do so much together, like everything together, go on trips, all this other stuff. And our senior year, he told me that he was in love with me. And we're not together because he's a great person, but there are things as a friend that you can accept that you can't accept in your man's. Like, there are hard limits, and so don't force yourself into a relationship because everyone else is telling you guys that, oh, Akira, you know, you need to be in that relationship. He loves you and everything like that. Don't force yourself to be with someone because everyone else tells you that you need to be with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, if you do, further down the line, you're going to be unhappy. Don't ever go into a relationship thinking, oh, well, maybe in time I can learn to love him. Mm-hmm. No, you need to already be building on that. If there's not any sort of attraction or any sort of feeling that way before then, do not waste yours or their time.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they say personality is a big thing. And this is why Akira said she's big on personality, because I'm big on personality too, because I have been in relationships where certain people might look at it and be like, oh, you know, y'all don't match. It don't matter what you think personally of the match. It's what made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? That person makes me feel good, you know, and just by their personality, their jokative, their just the things that they do to show you this is how love should be. You know what I mean? This is how love should feel, you know, and you don't even look at the physical, because the physical is fading. Like, I'm telling you, people who think they all hot right now, I'm telling you, looks fade. You know what I'm saying? But your personality is going to be who it is forever.
Bodies change.
Everything changes, you know, and if you was just attracted to that person based off their physical, that relationship won't last down on it. It just won't. Okay, there's gonna be a whole bunch of confusion, arguing, everything. You know, me, I don't like a lazy person. I don't like a person that complains about everything. You know what I mean? Be optimistic. Look at the glass half full instead of always half empty. You know, just if you want certain things to change, you have to go out there, you know, because a lot of times people just want to have faith, but they don't do the works. You know what I mean? You have to do the work. Certain things that are going to come your way is because you put that extra time and saying you thought about certain things. That's the beauty of God. He made us creative. He made us all different. He made us to be thinkers. You know what I mean? Doers. Like, and when you put all that to use, you're creative enough, you're smart enough, intelligent enough to know that you pray, but then you do the work. You apply certain things. You look at certain avenues. You know, certain things would just pop in your head and you say, you know what? I don't see the growth now, but I see the potential. You know what I mean? I don't see the wealth now, but I know the potential that it has. And if you keep working on it and doing it, it will manifest into what you want it to be. So when my man should never be the complainer or whatever. He should always be the thinker and be creative enough to know, like, okay, you know what? It looks grim right now, but guess what? I'm about to make this move, and you know, a move that's not going to get nobody in trouble. Okay, a move that is, you know, it is beneficial to you and your family. You know what I mean? So don't complain about things. I personally don't find that attractive in a man. You know, like a Debbie Downer. Don't be a Debbie Downer. You know, Because I want my man to uplift me. I want to be able to uplift him. You know what I'm saying? But if two people complaining, no, we can't do that, honey. That ain't gonna work. So,
Yep. And also, don't be afraid to be alone.
right.
Like, don't stay in a relationship because you think it'll be too hard to start all over. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Something else I was thinking of too while you were talking. Oh, also, don't, unless your traits are toxic and that's what you're trying to change, do not change yourself to fit somebody else's mold.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself, because that's not you. The mold that they're trying to make you into, it's not you.
Yep.
And don't try to change somebody else either to your mold, because you wouldn't want someone to do that to you.
And don't be, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get into a relationship based off sexual feelings. You get what I'm saying? Don't get into a relationship based off that.
Especially that alone.
That alone, okay, with no substance behind it, okay?
Because when you take away that, what do y'all have?
Exactly.
Do y'all even know each other's middle names at that point? Favorite colors? Have y'all ever had a deep conversation?
Right. You know, don't base your relationship off of sex. Talk, get to know each other before you even get there. You know, a lot of dating, we actually, it is good to wait. You know, if you trying to be married, it's good to wait until you married. You know,
that one I
practice
disagree a little
abstinence.
bit.
Look,
Because you gotta test, because when you buy a car, do you test drive it? Yes.
Look, okay.
You're not just gonna ride around the car, you ain't never.
But you know, me and my husband was celibate for months, okay, before we even we did it again. Okay, because yes, I test the waters, all right, because I'm not trying to walk in nowhere blind. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, the thing is, we got to know each other and know if we loved each other, not based off sex. You get what I'm saying? We got to know who each other, our likes and dislikes, and you know, our favorite colors and blah blah blah.
Middle names.
And, you know what I'm saying? We got to know each other. So, and we did that for months. I'm telling you, months before we got married. And honestly, me and my husband, I'm not gonna lie. Say we met, well, this is how it went. We met in November, the month of November, and then we got married the next year in December. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you the years. I'm pretty sure you'll. I'm just saying, it just took us a year before and then we've been together for years. You know, so. And he still loves me and I still love him. He gets on my nerves and I get on his, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
And make sure you're in love with your person, not just that you love your person. There's a big difference between the
There
two.
is a huge difference, because we can love. Okay, we were interrupted, but like we were saying, the big difference is being love and being in love. And like we said, you can love anybody, but being in love, that's a different thing, you know. Because honestly, when you're in love with your man is different. Even like that, being in love with your like children is like a different feeling than you just being in love with anybody that you meet on the street. You know what I mean? I think when you have children, that's a whole different type of in love. That's
the truest form
that's
of
the
love right there.
truest form of love, right? It is the truest form of love right there, because you would do any and everything to protect your child, to make sure your child does not go without food, like the necessities, okay? Because I'm not going broke to make sure my child has a certain type of look or a certain type of outfit. I don't think so. I'm not that mother at all. I don't know what you think this is. So you want all that, you better get a job.
And I feel like as a parent, the biggest goal is to make a better tomorrow for your child than you had of your yesterday.
Yeah. And honestly, to tell you the truth, my children don't even care about certain stuff. They don't care about certain shoes. All they're into is they just need their computer.
They Wi-Fi.
Their Wi-Fi. Like, I'm so serious. They don't even care about what they wear or anything like that. If it was up to them, they'll be in sweatpants and a t-shirt all day. You know, and I love
even
that.
Jasmine?
Even Jasmine. So serious. Jasmine likes sneakers, but she don't care. She wants, you ask Jasmine, I want some more pajamas. Like, that's their thing. They like to be comfortable, you know, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? I really like that, because they not like letting you know, oh, I want this, I want that. No, if I don't get this done, no, they not even that. You know, even when Jordan got his vehicle, it was like, yeah, you know, he turned 18 on Mother's Day, and then they all graduated this year. So that was his gift. He didn't even care what type of car he had. He was just so grateful when he got, he got a 2020 girl.
Oh my Lord.
So he was just happy with the vehicle. He was just so shocked, you know what I'm saying, and just grateful. You know, they just appreciate the little things, and that as a mom, as parents, that is the best thing that you can that you could want your children to have, like that what is that personality there, that is not a selfish personality. Because when I tell you, they even make things and give each other things for their birthdays, and you know what I'm saying, for Christmas. They are loving children, you know, and it just makes me it just makes me appreciate them, and just say, dang, you know, I wish these were my kids when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I wish they were, but and they just, honestly, the little ones, they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave the house. And me, I come from an island family, so we don't kick our children out when you turn 18. No. You could
my family do.
They stay in the house. But anyway, back to the men.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
So, not to come back in after you were just talking about how your children aren't materialistic at all, but my man can't have a problem with the fact that I shop a lot. I'm a whole shopaholic. Like, you know, as soon as I was of age, I got a job so I could provide for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I work 2 jobs to support my habit and pay my bills. So that key thing, you see her? She said she works 2 jobs to support her habit, okay? So if you're a man, you cannot be bothered by her habit if she is funding her habit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, though, I feel
and this is my opinion, right?
Mhm.
Because I love clothes. You get what I'm saying? But trust and believe, I will wear the same clothes over and over and over again.
I did too.
Like, I have a lot of clothes in my closet. I'm not a name person. You don't even know what I wear, you know, to tell you the truth. Like, as long as it looks cute, I'm in it. But the thing is, sometimes, a lot of times, I feel like we need to focus less on shopping and more of building, because a lot of people, you don't get no return on clothes. You get what I'm saying? Like, you need to save your money and build, you know.
See, and I understand that, so I also save my money as well as spending it. Like, I'm in the position where by the end of next year, I will be buying my own place. So,
and that's awesome, guys. You hear that?
So by 22, I should have my own house.
And I was 22 when I owned my first house. Me and my mom, we had a 2-family house together in Staten Island before we moved to Georgia. And it's the best thing. I had my apartment downstairs. She had the whole house upstairs, you know. So it's about building and learning the greatness on credit.
Yep.
And, you know, property, real estate. You know what I mean? Because it's not just about owning the real estate that you live in. It's about getting real estate that you can rent out. You know, real estate is the greatest thing.
One of the
greatest investments that you could ever make, you know.
Yep.
So, and the thing is, honestly, too, it's good to be with somebody like-minded, okay? Because you want your man to be a financial builder, not one that's going to be bringing you down financially, but building you up, building you guys up, because the team is the team that makes the dream work.
Yep.
You have to be on the same accord, you know, because when your husband and wife get together, now you are one, you know.
Yep.
It's not about mommy and daddy. It's not about,
Like the Bible,
you know, it is you and your husband, your family now. So you guys have to be building together. And let me tell you this, guys. It's cool to, when you get married, you know, to me, I feel like when people do get married, they kind of already like are hanging with people who are in that space of getting married. Is not like a lot of single friends and stuff like that, which is kind of important, because when you're married, honestly, a lot of your friends, you kind of start friendships with people who are married. You know what I mean? It just happens like that. I don't know how, but it just happens like that. And not to say that you dissing your old friends, but sometimes your old friends have certain expectations of you and your friendship with them, that they forget that, now, hello, I got a whole family over here. I got a whole husband. I can't do the same things that I was doing before.
I can't be single anymore.
Right. And some people just don't understand that. So now the relationship has shifted, and it's okay. It is okay.
Speaking of shifting relationships and things like that, when you settle down and you get serious and things like that, do not stay friends with people you have had sex with, and especially expect to bring those people around your man.
Oh.
Because if he did the same thing to you, you would have a fit. So why would you do the same thing to him? Do not keep friends you slept with.
And that goes to people who don't have any ties. So if you don't have any children, you know, with somebody else, then that is exactly what we're talking about. But if you have children,
that's totally different.
Okay, because you have to have a relationship. Two people have to, you know, you just have to come together. And it's just a respect thing, you know.
Do not use your children as pawns.
At all.
At all. And if
I ain't even gonna go into my situation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have children, when you meet your significant other, make sure that they will care for your children as if they were their own.
First of all, if they don't, that
You
will
should-
be
that
the
shouldn't
deal
even-
breaker.
And the biggest thing too is I don't care. Your children come first over your husband, over anybody. Your children come first.
Oh. We not going to talk about that.
Yeah, but they come first. Yeah.
Okay. We if you want to do the order, see what happens when you're in a relationship with when you come into a relationship and there's no children involved and you guys create children together, right? Because it's supposed to be God, your husband, and your children. Because if God is the formation of the relationship, right? Then you and your spouse because you want to know that you're respecting your spouse is respecting you. You guys have a great relationship, and then is your children. Because if you're not right mentally, you can't be right for nobody else. If your husband's not right mentally, he can't be right for you or your children. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, because you have to remember, it's the parents that are taking care of the children. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have to be on one accord. So now when the punishment comes, the punishment goes, and the children know there's no playing. You guys have to be on the same team. You get what I'm saying? And then when it comes to you can't be when it comes to discipline, you can't be doing sides, you know.
And you have to show a unified front.
Whether
you guys don't agree, you take that away from your children. You don't disagree in front of them.
Right.
I don't think you should ever bring children into arguments.
No.
Never have them pick sides between their parents. Either way, children come first. Because you brought them into the world. They are your responsibility. They come first. They need to come first for your husband as well, and for yourself.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna come first, right? No. And when I say that, listen to when I say that, right? Because if I'm not right, I can't provide or take care of my children. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like, okay, your children come first and you go broke and you do this and that or whatever. You can't do nothing. You can't even be you can't be mentally there. You can't be physically there. You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of you first before you can take care of your children.
But when you put it like that, you are putting them first because you are making yourself the best that you can be to be the best for them.
So who's going first?
Well, I feel like,
but when I say that, when you say what you just said, who's being put first?
They are, because you're
no.
If you think about it, you're bettering yourself to be better for them.
So
you're doing all of that.
Coming first?
They are.
No.
Yes. If you are doing everything that you can to be better for them.
Look, you are doing what you can, right? To be, you have to be in that physical state, that mental state. So you have to make sure you're right first.
Yes.
And then
what is your driving factor for that? Them.
It's true.
So they are coming first because you're doing all of that for them. When I say put your children first, I mean do everything you can to be for their best interest. And if taking care of yourself, getting yourself to the right mental spot and everything like that you need to be, that's still putting them first.
We're going to agree to disagree
That's totally fine.
because I mean, I'm still, it's still me being put first because I have to, I'm wanting to do this for me to better us as a family. You get what I'm saying? So there's things that you're going to do for you first because you know where you want to be in life, mentally, physically, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Another debate, but
what?
you know, my kids, I'm gonna just let you know this. Let me just put it like this. My family is like my rib, okay? They attached to me. So if you mess with them, you messing with me. Bottom line. So
Period.
just back away. Period. We just going to end it like that. So imagine how God feels. We are all his children and we walking around here acting like fools, okay? Because we don't understand. We're not understanding each other in family wise and marriage wise and children wise. You know what I'm saying? We all have individual minds, right? We're not going to all agree, but we cannot get mad at each other when somebody does not agree the way we want them to agree, doesn't see our point the way we want them to see our point. It is something called agree to disagree, but respect is the bottom line, because there is one race, human race, okay?
Yeah, and don't, like, when you get to that and agreeing to disagree, do not state an opinion if you are not ready to listen to somebody who disagrees with that opinion. Because when you state your opinion, you're opening that door.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to say about that. Because surround yourself with people who have different opinions.
Right.
Because if you surround yourself with just the same people, you're going to stay closed-minded. You're not going to have a different view on different things. Like the saying everyone loves to quote is, great minds think alike. But the full saying is, great minds think alike, but fools seldom differ. So.
Boop.
It is.
So.
I feel like we've been everywhere on this.
Oh, we've been jumping around. Okay, so, but bottom line, to tell you the truth, in relationships, right? Even with your partner, and when I say in like mind with certain things, I'm talking about in finances. You know what I'm saying? Because
and in goals.
Yes, like mine in that way. But I don't want nobody to be my yes man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be their yes man. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have my opinion and say, hey, you know, this doesn't make sense, or, you know, I don't agree with you on this topic. But it's not that we're getting to an argument. It's more that we're putting down on paper and saying, well, this is why I feel this way on that. You know what I mean? The pros and cons of what is trying to get figured out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yes, and know your deal breakers, women.
Yes, and your
know your
limits.
deal breakers.
You're so silly. And your hard limits, and don't overlook those because they're like, oh, well, he has this, that, and the third. Don't overlook that deal breaker, your hard limit, because that's gonna be something that keeps popping up.
Right. And if you know you have a problem with it, but like I say, a lot of females, sometimes they feel like they hard pressed to be in a relationship or whatever. But if you know you have a strong issue about certain things and they disclose that and you find it out, let it be known from the beginning, because why waste your time? Why waste your time? Time is something you cannot get back. So know all the things up front. And men, be honest up front. You know what I'm saying?
Women too.
Yeah, everybody needs to be honest.
That's why I also think you should live with your significant other before you get married, because that's a whole new ballpark right there.
That's a whole nother conversation.
It actually is. Because you can't live with everybody. And true colors get shown when you live with somebody. Because you're around that person 24/7.
I feel.
So you should wait till you're married to live with each other?
And I feel you should do whatever the heck you want to do, honestly and truly. I'm not putting no stipulation. I just know we didn't live together until we got married. But him and his dwelling was clean as heck. And that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? He was clean. I'm clean. He realized I can cook. You know what I mean? And that's good, great for him. You know, but you should do whatever makes you happy, to tell you the truth. I'm not your judge or jury. We are just having a discussion on our likes and dislikes, and everybody should do what makes them happy. I just want you guys to understand where this conversation goes. It is based off doing things that make you happy. And in life, the thing is to be the best you, be happy in everything that you want to do in life. Find the partner that you feel makes you happy. But sometimes, ladies, your requirements that you're looking for are very unrealistic. You want a lot of things from a man, but you don't have anything coming to the table. Do not require what you're not bringing. You get what I'm saying? Don't do it, because you're crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Or don't expect something you wouldn't do. So like,
exactly.
If you wouldn't be willing to do that, don't ask them to do it.
Exactly. Okay. And a lot. Wait.
Yes.
Cause you don't even sleep with a you don't even wrap your hair with a scarf. You kind of.
Why you telling everybody my business like that?
I'm just saying.
Now everybody judging me. She don't wrap her head, no.
She don't wrap her hair. She don't.
I don't.
She put it in the bonnet.
I put on my satin bonnet and call it a day. I do.
Oh, this is a good topic, guys. I think we've been doing a good job. Yes. I think we've been doing a good job.
You know, I have this weird...
Even though we have been all over the place, hitting different how we have, but you know, this is the first session. Okay, so see with us. We got a lot of things going on in our mind and our mental right now.
This is a really big pet peeve of mine in relationships. Like, I have two, like, really big ones. So I had this huge crush on this guy that I went to school with, right? And then we went to breakfast together while we were doing this project or whatever. The way he ate, guys, I could not deal with that. I just could not. Like, that is a huge deal breaker for me, is the way you eat. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I just cannot. And then my other big one is I hate when people text in like shorthand form.
I'm done.
I do not like it when you use
W-Y-Z.
the letter U instead of you. Like, that is so aggravating to me, especially when I like talk to older men or whatever, and I'm like, nah, how old are you? And we still doing this? What is happening?
I'm just trimming off this little straggly at the bottom.
Oh, that's fine. I was talking about.
Oh, you saw?
Yeah, not about what you were doing. But it's just like, oh, that is a really big pet peeve of mine. Or this one is for people in general. When you use then and then, your and yours interchangeably, or there and there interchangeably, like they're the same thing. Oh, I cannot.
Too grown for that, guys.
Too grown.
Know that
Too
there
grown.
is THEIR. You're talking about with people, okay? There, THERE is you're going somewhere. There, like that's there, that place.
And THEY apostrophe RE is saying they are.
Right.
Like, and then your and your is you are, and the other one shows possession.
You being schooled here today, honey.
Like, that is a big pet peeve of mine. It irks me to my core. Like, I have really stopped talking to people over that. Like, guys, not like friends or whatever. Oh, and I can't date a homebody. You gotta want to travel with me. I have a wanderlust spirit. Gotta want to travel. Got to. Just got to. Gotta have a little adventure in you too. Fun, spontaneity. You know?
You heard?
Heard?
Kinda wanna travel.
I kinda. I do. And I do now. Oh my lord. It was like an emphasis clear, ma'am. Let us stop.
She gonna come home with her gray-haired men.
Sure will. It's another reason I work at a country club. I'm just joking. Am I?
Is she? No. All right. You know what they say? 90% of a joke is true. The other 10% you just laughing at it, and that's real. Okay. There's always truth in somebody's joke. I'm telling you. No, I'm just playing.
Winks at you.
Mm-mm.
I ain't gonna lie. Is my Tinder set to 35 and up? It surely is.
Girl, I can't.
Well, 32. I went down just a little bit, you know? Nothing major.
Mm-hmm.
For a while it was 28, but some of them 28-year-olds were like, just horrible. So I was like, we're gonna go back up.
I can't. Hide your dads.
Don't do that. Go ahead and start calling me mommy now.
I can't. It ain't funny because let me tell you something, y'all old folks, you better stay away from my daughter. So I ain't playing.
My normal hunting ground are the senior citizen homes. That one really is a joke.
You guys, please do not listen to her, okay?
That one really was a joke. I mean, have I talked to a 62-year-old man? Yes, but
You should see me with my face expressions back there. Like, this girl is crazy as hell.
I know. But yeah, my first like crush on like an older man or whatever. What started this was I used to be obsessed with The Nanny, and boy did I love Maxwell Sheffield. That was the OG McDreamy right there. For those of y'all who watch Grey's Anatomy. That was my OG.
This is why you guys need to protect yourself and don't be sharing spirits because it is real. You don't wanna catch no diseases.
Yeah, if you ask before, honestly I feel before you guys do anything you need to get tested, both of you.
Right.
And then if they have a problem with getting tested, that's not the person for you. If somebody has a problem getting tested.
You're a virgin, right, Akira?
Yes. Why are you just telling everybody my business?
She is. Acting like you gotta test the waters. Girl, she ain't test no waters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You know what? Okay, let me not say nothing.
That's because I ain't never had sex. I mean, I ain't never did anything.
Okay.
And you do got test the waters. Like I said, you drive your car, don't you?
Oh,
You just gonna ride around
no,
the
I
same
just bought
whip?
it.
No, you didn't. So you need to test drive your new ride.
Oh, you can inspect.
Yeah.
You don't really gotta drive, but you can inspect.
Nah, because what if you start that engine and it don't work the way you want it to? You over here thought you got a Mustang with how many cylinders in the Mustang?
Could always,
I don't really know cars, but 3
you
cylinders.
always teach, but you can't grow.
That's another thing too. But honestly, if you know what you're doing,
girl, stop it.
that don't always really matter. Because most women can't even come from penetration. They need outside stimulation.
Oh
so,
my gosh, I can't. This youngin', she's just having my ears burn up right now.
I'm sorry. I'll get you some holy water. My grandma's always pouring it on me. Oh, she's always rebuking me.
Yes. Melita or B, please. I did not influence this. Okay, your daughter, your niece, you know, she's just special on her own.
Oh, they already know. Every day my mom gives me that look of, where did I go wrong? It's quite one of my favorite looks to get out of her, you know what I mean? Ooh, another thing that really like gets me with guys is their voice. Voices are so attractive to me.
It is.
I don't care how you look.
Can't lie.
If your voice isn't good, ooh, cause like mama, auntie, grandma, close your ears. If I can imagine you whispering to me from behind, can't do it. If you don't got a voice that would sound, can't do it. We can't do it.
Please close your ears.
We can't. Cause looks change, all that stuff. Voices usually don't. Cause especially if you got with that person after puberty, your voice really shouldn't be changing. Unless like something happens, you know, throat cancer or something that's like that. But like there's this one man at my job. And this one member, I could listen to him read me the phone book. I'd just be like,
Help her. So guys, we are done with our shop talk, okay? So it's called Slow Day Shop Talk, all right? Because we only have these on Slow Day. But anyway.
and those are usually the days that I come.
Mondays is my half days, okay? So we are done with Akira. She got her hair nice and curled. Next time she comes in, she needs a hydration, people. Yes. But anyway,
I'm gonna cut my hair. So we're gonna see that. I think I'm gonna get a bob, guys. You know,
she
new me.
don't know what she wanted to.
I don't. I'm
But
very indecisive.
So we just love her curls. Yes, all
Yes, we
natural,
do.
all natural. And you like it?
Yes, you know I like my hair. Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm mad whenever we get together. We have to fool. It's bad.
I'm telling you. Look. Oh, that's the picture. Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
It is
Yes.
Akira.
Thank you. I should really start charging.
And hide your husbands, okay? Okay.
I don't go after married men.
I'm gonna hide your
Unless
daddy.
you're swingers.
Hide.
No,
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just-
No, she's not, and I'm not editing that.
Just kidding. I'd only date a married man if he was in an open relationship and the wife knew. It's the only way. Because you lose him how you get him. So you get with a married man and he leaves his wife for you because he was cheating on her. You can expect he's gonna cheat on you too, baby. So, like I said, I don't go after guys in relationships.